My daughter's piano teacher said she had no talent and should quit. 3 years later, my daughter had to decline her desperate request for a recommendation letter to Juilliard. Mrs. Kathleen Winters was the most sought-after piano teacher in our town. Taught for 30 years, students went to prestigious conservatories, the whole deal. When she agreed to take my daughter Zoe as a student, we felt lucky. Zoe was 9, obsessed with piano, practiced without being asked, hummed compositions while doing homework, watched YouTube videos of concert pianists like other kids watched cartoons. After 6 months, Mrs. Winters called me in for a serious conversation. I'm going to be honest, Zoe has no natural ability. Her finger positioning is weak, her rhythm is off, and she lacks the emotional depth needed for classical music. Zoe was sitting right there, tears streaming down her face. Perhaps sports would be better, Mrs. Winters continued. Not every child is meant for music. I pulled Zoe out immediately. She cried for 3 days straight, wouldn't even look at our piano. Then I found Mr. Rodriguez, who taught from his apartment above the bakery. No prestigious students, no fancy recitals. Just a guy who loved music. First lesson, he asked Zoe to play anything she wanted. She played a melody she'd made up. Nothing classical, just something from her head. Mr. Rodriguez sat quietly, then said, "You hear music differently? That's not wrong, that's rare." Turns out Zoe had synesthesia. She saw colors when she heard music. Mrs. Winters' rigid classical approach was like forcing someone who sees in color to paint in black and white. Mr. Rodriguez taught her jazz, improvisation, composition. Let her create, not just replicate. Within a year, Zoe was writing complex pieces. By 12, she was performing her own compositions at local venues. Last month, at 15, Zoe got accepted to the Berklee College of Music's summer program, full scholarship, the youngest student they'd ever admitted. The acceptance letter made the local newspaper. Local teen prodigy heads to Berklee. 2 days later, my phone rang. "Mrs. Winters, I heard about Zoe's acceptance. How wonderful. I always knew she had potential. The audacity. You told her to quit." "Oh, that was just tough love to motivate her. Listen, I'm actually calling because I'm applying to teach at Juilliard's pre-college program. Since I was Zoe's first formal teacher, I was hoping she could write about how I influenced her musical journey." I actually laughed. "You want the girl you said had no talent to write you a recommendation? Well, clearly my early training provided the foundation." I hung up, but Zoe overheard. She asked for Mrs. Winters' email. Her response, "Dear Mrs. Winters, you were my most important teacher. You taught me that some people will try to silence your music because they can't hear it themselves. You taught me that proper technique means nothing if it kills creativity. You taught me that the most dangerous person in any art is the teacher who sees only one path. I cannot write you a recommendation for Juilliard. Those students deserve better. They deserve someone who sees potential in the unconventional, who nurtures the weird kids, who understands that music isn't about perfect finger positioning, it's about soul. Mr. Rodriguez has that soul. You have a metronome where yours should be. Thank you for rejecting me. It led me to someone who heard my real music. Zoe Nakamura, Berklee College of Music, class of 2028. She CC'd the email to Juilliard's admissions board, along with the full story. Mrs. Winters sent back a 3-page email about professionalism, respect, and how we'd ruined her career opportunity. Turns out she'd already been rejected from Juilliard twice. This was her 3rd attempt. Mr. Rodriguez got the position instead. Juilliard called him after reading Zoe's email. He starts this fall. Mrs. Winters still teaches in our town, but her student roster has dropped from 40 to 6. Parents started asking their kids if they were happy. Turns out, most weren't. Zoe's first album comes out next month. Original compositions recorded at Berklee. The dedication reads, "To Mr. Rodriguez, who heard my colors, and to Mrs. Winters, who taught me that some people's opinions are just noise." Mrs. Winters requested an advance copy through her lawyer, claiming she deserved credit for Zoe's success. We sent her a metronome instead.